a place reserved for you and your toil work each day. Not for profit, not for pay. Meat and drink we will provide. 2 by 2 in your beds you will lie. Gregg and Sons, purveyors of the finest cotton. Gregg and Sons, a place reserved for you. Tarry not, don't be late. For a minute if you should forsake, then an hour more you'll stay. If you work more than that, you'll be paid. Gregg and Sons, purveyors of the finest cotton. Gregg and Sons, our name it will endure.
Good day to thee. You've done well to find me here, though I'm sometimes to be found out in the field. It's rare now. I'm mostly inside these days, weaving, by hand. It's the old way it were done before them machines came. Forgive me. It's the cotton, from the mill. My name, it is Joseph Sefton, and I work this small patch of land with my 2 sons. Fine, hard-working lads. We always pay our rent when it's due to the Earl at Dunham. Aye, we make ends meet. I by doing this, and me boys work in the land. It pains me that I cannot be with them, but this old body of mine, it no longer does as it's bid. Now, I've always paid my way, and I've served me king, earned me some stripes, too, on the field of Waterloo. And when that argument was settled and we sent Boney packing with his tail between his legs, I came back here to mill work, mill life. Mill work, the very thing I ran away from all those years ago. Funny, isn't it? You things turn out, you just take one road and find yourself walking another. Not much call for this now, hand-woven cloth. But there's still a number of us, a good number, that never really took to the new ways of working. Forcing folk to work so much with those blessed machines, they became much like the machines themselves. Well, if you've nothing doing, I'll tell you how it all came about, shall I? How the world turned topsy-turvy. It were nothing short of a revolution. It was a real one. Folk died. A revolution that changed this land and all of our lives forevermore. And our part in it, well, that begins a long way from here, in Belfast, where Elizabeth, the wife of wealthy businessman and ship owner, one Thomas Gregg, gave birth to yet another son. Another blessed mouth to feed, and an ever-dwindling inheritance to be divided between them. But of course, what Mr. and Mrs. Gregg didn't know at that time was that this tiny infant would grow to be one of the largest cotton manufacturers this country would ever know. And his name was Samuel.
Looking for an ounce of land to plant a seed and watch it grow. Maybe I'll make a penny or two as the water wheel turns round. My father Tom, Belfast bred, stilled in me these words he said. Mugweight's brass but cotton's clean, and you're not me firstborn son. Your uncle's hide need an heir, send you over, you do well there. Mind their words, follow their deeds, Samuel, heed these words I say. School in your boy to man, partner in business, with them I stand. Spinners fast as cotton flies, in 2 years me uncles died. The warp is weak, the weavers say, breaks as easy as the dawn each day. Make me own, had a plan, machines the future they say. Rode for days, took no rest, follow the river as it turns, it twists. Settled on Lord Stamford's land, here me cotton will spin. Cotton up early seas born, captains of industry, a brand new dawn. Paid my dues, Lord can see, we all shall blessed be.
It could be said that it all started with Mr. John Kay and his marvellous flying shuttle. Click-clack, click-clack, click-clack. That gentle rhythmic sound became a fanfare for all that was to follow. Before that, a weaver on his own could only weave as wide as his arms could reach to throw and catch a shuttle. Next came Mr. James Hargreave, round as a barrel, but sharp as a scythe. Before he came up with his spinning jenny, as it were known, a weaver could hardly get enough thread to be going on with. Spinners working at a wheel could only spin one thread at a time, while Hargreave's jenny could spin 20, 30, more. Well, they bought his machines, and they ran him out of town. That's what happens when you try and change folks' ways that don't want them changing. And there's not forgetting Mr. Richard Arkwright. Oh, beg pardon, Sir Mr. Richard Arkwright, maker of wigs of such colour that gentlefolk attending balls and such like would, upon removing their headgear, look not unlike a field of wild flowers all willowing in the wind. His part in this story is the invention of his water frame, although some would say not his. Spinning a great many reels at a time, and all with the force of water. That's when it really began, I suppose. This system, this revolutionary way of working. Man and machine. Aye, and women. And children. Well, another man named John Kay helped take Arkwright's machine patent off him, and after that, well, there was no holding it back. So our Mr. Gregg built his factory from the very clay around us. A factory built to make a fortune and create misery. Now, there's no fortune without profit. There's no profit without a couple of things. Hands to tend the machines and the raw, unprocessed cotton. We came from far and wide to work for Gregg, but our journeys were naught compared to cotton. That had to come from another continent. America. Picked by slaves with calloused and bleeding hands, no doubt at times clasped in prayer for salvation, picked and packed and shipped to England to our own mill workers, who were little more than slaves themselves, shackled as they were to those pitiless machines. Oh yes, quite the voyager were Mr. Cotton.
Blow the cotton blow, flowing are the tears. Blow the cotton blow, blow. Blow the cotton blow, flowing are the tears. I was buried in the fertile earth, laid to rest, cotton's birth, made to stand up tall and strong underneath the sun. where slaves with fingers bleeding rare plucked me out, laid me bare, packed me off upon the sea to this factory. They laid me down upon a frame, torn and rent, felt no pain, pierced the breast, they laid me flat, was drawn onto a lap, where cards pins so needle sharp, tore my flesh, pulled me apart, rolled into a sliver long, canned and carried on. They fed me then to drawing frames, pulled and stretched, length I gained, rolled to spindles, spun and pulled, twisted unto yarn, warped, wound upon a creel, pulled me fine, made me squeal, drawn and wove upon a loom, finished cloth I lie. Blow the cotton, blow, flowing are the tears. Blow the cotton, blow, blow. Blow the cotton, blow, flowing are the tears. Blow the cotton, blow. They made me up and they rolled me tight, journeyed on day and night, once again onto the docks, back to where I'm from. Welcome home to open arms, carriage to plantation farms, dressed as slaves that first touch me, circle endlessly. Blow the cotton, blow, flowing are the tears. Blow the cotton, blow, blow. Blow the cotton, blow, flowing are the tears.
It was 1783 when Samuel Gregg, by then a young businessman, just inherited of his uncle's textile company, mounted a fine horse and rode high and mighty across the country till he found the perfect little valley to build his cotton mill, with all the inexhaustible power he could use to drive his great water wheel. It made no sense to folk round here, and spinning and weaving was all they knew. They knew nothing of machines. But it weren't that long before the lasses hereabout took to working in the new factories, much to the consternation of the young men hereabouts. Takes me back to my dear Mary, God rest her soul. It's how we met, in the mill, helping her out if I could. A smile here, a look there. Well, I finally asked if she would like to go out a-courting with me. Took all the courage I had. Not battlefield courage, neither. Oh, a much greater courage. Well, she said yes, of course. Fine-looking fellow like me. Not that the mill was sure to find young lasses like my Mary, but she was different from the other lasses. A gentle, understanding quality about her. Mr. Gregg preferred to employ women, for greater the profit were to be made. Well, a woman were paid half the wage of a man for doing the same task. So for a time, the young men round these parts, many a hand weaver like I am now, wondered why there were hardly a lass to step out with. Well, they only had to look to the mills, those industrial castles they were building, and the filthy towns that sprung up around them. That's where they were, all slaving away and hoping for a better life. A better life.
I'm a hand weaver to me trade, fell in love with a factory maid. If I could her favour win, I'd stand beside her we were steam. My father too, Miss Scornful said, how could you fancy a factory maid when you can have girls fine and gay, dressed unto like the Queen of the May? Of those fine girls, I don't care if I could just be with my dear, who'd pull the mule to and fro all day, how we'd make those shuttles play. I strode up to my love's bedroom door, where oftentimes I'd been before, but I could not sleep nor get in that pleasant bed we once laid in. So now do you say it's a pleasant bed, where now lies there but a factory maid, the factory maid. Although she be blessed is the man that enjoys she. The loom goes click, the loom goes clack, the shuttle flies forwards then back. Weavers work, it's never done, we work from dawn till the day is done. Fine girls I had seen, those girls have gone to weave steam. If you're to see them rise at dawn and trudge to the mill in the early morn. I'm a hand weaver to be trade, fell in love with a factory maid. If I could her favour win, I'd stand beside her, weave with steam. Stand beside her, weave with steam. I'd stand beside her, weave with steam.
Factory work is unnatural, ungodly. You aren't working to nature. You're working to the clock and the will of the masters. That will is manifest through the overseers and managers, officers and men, just like the army. I saw so many of my fellows and friends fall beside me on the field of battle. Skilled men, some of them, with a trade, but with a family to support. Well, and if any survived the sawbones, they found stumps where their arms and legs used to be, and a pittance awarded for their very great sacrifice. Yet to complain, to question, to stand up and simply ask to be treated fair for all that was given up, and is still being given, well, they treated us like the very enemy we fought against. We fought for our king, and we cursed our commanders. We marched and we sang, but with ever more sadness. Some took to the work, aye, and some cursed their birth, while Wellington called us the scum of the earth. And where would the great Lord Wellington be without our blood? Or the mighty mill owner be without our sweat? It's the salt of the earth we are. The very salt.
I cut the peat down on Lindo marshes, cut it well, my spade in my hand. I walk the land while all the world is sleeping. I am the salt of England's sacred land. I am the salt of England's sacred land. Cut the trees that grow down by the river, clear the stream though the water smells right foul. Now nothing swims, there's no life in this river. I am the salt of England's sacred land. I am the salt of England's sacred land. Bake the bread, it feeds the hungry children. Through the night, the fires burn till dawn. The oven warm, but there's no time for sleeping. I am the salt of England's sacred land. I am the salt of England's sacred land. Weave the cloth, cotton it flies before me. Had a skill, but time just moved me on. From handloom shed to power-driven factory, I am the salt of England's sacred land. I am the salt of England's sacred land. I'm a young son, I'm a soldier for the army. The king and crown have served the country well. With my legs gone, I'll go no more dancing. I am the salt of England's sacred land. I am the salt of England's sacred land. I am the salt of England's sacred land. I am the salt of England's sacred land.
There's a rhythm to this weave, you know. Raise the warp, throw the shuttle, swap the warp and throw it back. Almost the beat and rhythm of a drum. Used to beat on a drum when I were in the army. I was told what to play and when to play, so the lads would know when to go and all move as one. Sometimes they all died as one. First learned to weave in the workhouse. They had me breaking rocks at first. I could hardly lift the hammer. I was so small. But you soon get used to it. And weaving, it's a thing of the past. For now, the pace and rhythm of industry is at a gallop. You must run with it, my friends, or be trampled by it. It's all wheels and belts and power. I just bide my time now. The changes come so fast. And as for the skill, Not wanted, not needed. But the profit! That banner still flew highest in this whirlwind of change. Pay 'em less and work 'em more. That's why they like using women. Least paid. Apart from 'prentice children, that is. They had to make do with bed and board. So Samuel Gregg's business thrives, and his mill grows ever larger. Yet there was a problem. His perfect valley were quite remote. Most that worked for him had quite a walk to and from their dwellings. Those few that were local, country folk, country ways, they'd not take to factory work. Being told what to do, how to do it, for how long each day, servants to a clock. Some tried it, but they didn't last long. Lucky for our Mr. Gregg, then, that the law allows him to use children as a workforce, purchased from workhouses and orphan homes for a few shilling each. They were his little workers, unloved and unpaid, and they provided Mr. Gregg with his best return yet. Life in a workhouse was hard, deliberately hard, harder even than a mill. I suppose that's why some parents would make that most difficult of decisions to send their young ones away from them, far away, often never to see 'em again. I know all about that. I were brought here from London, a Hackney workhouse. I remember it as if it were yesterday. Poor souls, hollow eyes, bewildered, fearful, and that included me. Oh yes, I know all about that.
Oh Lord, won't you grant me a day of leave? I've been here since dawn to spend hands peace. My eyes are red raw and my fingers do bleed. Oh Lord, won't you grant me a day of leave? Oh Lord, won't you grant me fresh food to eat? A handful of porridge thrice a day you can keep. There's scarcely an ounce of fat upon me. Oh Lord, won't you grant me fresh food to eat? Oh Lord, won't you grant me fresh air to breathe? It's hell white like snow, and the eyes barely see, while the girls twist and stare, and the lads work beneath. Oh Lord, won't you grant me fresh air to breathe? won't you grant me a night of sleep? The boy lay beside me, how he shakes and he weeps for the parents he's lost and the life he now leads. Oh Lord, won't you grant me a night to sleep? You grant me a day of leave. I've been here since dawn to spin and to peace. My eyes are red raw and my fingers do bleed. Oh Lord, won't you grant me a day of leave? Oh Lord, won't you grant me a day of leave?
By those machines put the fear of God into us. At first, till you got used to them. That's when the accidents happened. For familiarity breeds contempt. I saw it more than once. Happened to Tom, a good friend of mine. Damn near cut his hand off. It weren't only locals who objected to being treated like they'd joined the army. One or two of us unpaid prentices didn't like it much either, which is why some of us took their chances and chose to run. Some like me and my friend Tom.
Thomas, my friend, we must away. This place is no good and the reasons are plain. You've a stump on your hands where your finger should be. Me, I must work every night to pay back a bill that's not mine. 12 months ago, when I first ran, I made mistakes. We can learn, we can plan to make a swift start. Far from this place, stick to the roads less well known. To London, the town we call home. Run with me, Tom, down to Hackney. Mothers to see, hear of our tragedies. Run away, run, Tom, with me. Do we run in the night, run in the day, sleeping in barns? We have money, we'll pay for bread we can eat, fuel for the flight, free from the toil and the woe. Friend Thomas, it's our time to go. Sunday it came, our time to run. The month in full June, our batch warmed by the sun. Made it to town, 7 long days, back to our motherly care. Though little is to be found there, run with me, Tom, down to Hackney. Mothers to see, hear of our tragedies. Run away, run, Tom, with me.
soldier? I never in all me imaginings figured me for a soldier. Mill life didn't seem so bad all of a sudden. I found the uniform strange, the worst being the leather stocks we had to wear. It's supposed to make you stand up straight. I learnt to march, to load, and fire a musket. 3 rounds a minute! That's all well and good in training when there's no bugger trying to kill you. But when the French were coming at you, cannon blasting, men screaming, that made you shake. Shake like you had the ague. Waterloo, that were the worst. Sounds daft, but you can't see well in a battle. Too much smoke from musket fire and cannon. By the time you saw the French, they were on top of you. The only thing I were more afraid of than the French. Stand fast! That were my sergeant. He made you stand. He made you stand when you wanted so much to run. Your mates falling at your side. Lucky if it were quick. But when they started screaming, by some miracle, I got through it, and I came home.